Hare Krishna, dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaja's daily class. Happy Vyasa Puja to all of you who are disciples and aspiring disciples of Maharaj. This week is very busy week with the Vyasa Puja celebrations, and Maharaj is very busy in Ujjain. But we are fortunate to have Her Grace Sridevi Mataji on our call to enlighten us with the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 9th chapter, and verse number 28. Hare Krishna Mataji, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your time. For all of us, even though you are in the program, you just took time for us and came online, Mataji. Thank you so much. I'll share my screen with the verse. Yes, Mataji, please take over. You're on mute.
Okay. Thank you. First, please accept my most humble obeisances, dear Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. A very blissful, very wonderful Vyasa Puja to all of you. As Srimati said, it is truly a very wonderful day that the pure devotee of the Lord has taken birth in this material world to save the conditioned fallen soul from the repeated cycle of birth and death that we have undergone for millions and millions of lifetimes. So it's a very wonderful day, and it's a day for us to again understand the importance of the spiritual master. So I will speak on this particular verse. We'll begin with the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So this particular verse I have chosen because it is so potent, so powerful in understanding the position of the pure devotee, understanding the position of the pure devotee, spiritual master, and the Lord. This is from the 7th canto, which is the Science of God, 9th chapter, which is Prahlad offers prayers to the Lord, and we are on verse number 28. Okay. Let me, okay, there we go. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kamabhikamam anuya prapatan prasangan kritvatmasat sudarshina bhagavan grihita soham katham nu visrije tava bhritya sevam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narad Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? Purport. As will be seen in later verses, even though Prahlad Maharaj was directly offered all the benedictions he might have desired, he refused to accept such offerings from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. On the contrary, he asked the Lord to engage him in the service of his servant Narad Muni. This is the symptom of a pure devotee. One should serve the spiritual master first. It is not that one should bypass the spiritual master and desire to serve the Supreme Lord. This is not the principle for a Vaishnava. Narottam Das Thakur says, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanevas, Janme Janme Hoy E Abhilash. One should not be anxious to offer direct service to the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised that one become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayur Das Dasanudas. This is the process for approaching the Supreme Lord. The first service should be rendered to the spiritual master so that by his mercy, one can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead to render service. While teaching Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. One can achieve the seed of devotional service by the mercy of the Guru, the spiritual master, and then by the mercy of Krishna. This is the secret of success. First, one should try to please the spiritual master, and then one should attempt to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasada. One should not attempt to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by concoction. One must first be prepared to serve the spiritual master, and when one is qualified, he is automatically offered the platform of direct service to the Lord. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj proposed that he engage in the service of Narad Muni. He never proposed that he engage directly in the service of the Lord. This is the right conclusion. Therefore, he said, Soham katham nu visrije tava bhritya sevam. How can I give up the service of my spiritual master who has favored me in such a way that I am now able to see you face to face? Prahlad Maharaj prayed to the Lord that he might continue to engage in the service of his spiritual master, Narad Muni. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Chandramauli Swami Niti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadeshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I humbly beg for the blessings of my wonderful God family so that I may do justice to this beautiful verse, which is glorifying the pure devotee spiritual master as well as glorifying the pure devotee Prahlad Maharaj, who is a Mahajan. Though only 5 years old, he was completely pure from his very birth. And he is teaching us the way. We have to follow in the footsteps of the great souls if we want to succeed in our spiritual life. So, therefore, let us see the context in which this verse is spoken. Both. Down. Yeah, thank you. Prahlad Maharaj has just been asked by the Lord, whatever benedictions you want, I am prepared to give it to you. The Lord is so pleased with him because he has shown exceptional tolerance, exceptional fortitude, and exceptional faith in the Lord in spite of intolerable harassment from his father who has tried to kill him. To that extent, Prahlad Maharaj has been tortured, but he never wavers. In fact, he's completely absorbed in Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. No, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. That's all he knows. Because Narad Muni has taught him everything in the womb of his mother Kayadu. So he's totally absorbed in remembrance of the Lord, and the Lord comes bursting out of the pillar in the form of the magnificent, wonderful, amazing, awesome, fearsome feature as Lord Nashingadev, and rips apart Hiranyakashipu within no time. The great demon is dead. The demon by whose very movement of his eyebrows the demigods would shiver and shudder. The demon who could make any material, he actually made material energy subservient to him. He made all the fruit trees give fruits all the year round, made the seasons according to his desire all year round. He made the waves of the ocean stop pounding violently. I mean, anything he demanded, the demigods complied. They were so terrified of him because he was extremely powerful. But little Prahlad was not afraid to tell him, "You are not God. Only God is God." This is the power of the pure devotee of the Lord. He's fearless. Why? Because he's not on the bodily platform and he doesn't care for the threats and the torture of any person or anything from this material energy. So now Prahlad Maharaj showed all these features of a pure devotee and also a pure disciple. Now, the Lord is saying, "My dear Prahlad, take any benediction you want." And what is Prahlad answering? How can I take any benediction? I am just a servant and you are my eternal master. This is our relationship. Besides, Narad Muni, my spiritual master, is the one who has taught me about you. And how can I leave his service to take up some benedictions? This is how faithful he is, even to his spiritual master, even though the Lord is right there in front of him and willing to grant him any benediction he wants. So, therefore, Srila Prabhupada is explaining one should serve the spiritual master first. It is not that one should bypass the spiritual master and desire to serve the Supreme Lord. This is not the principle of a Vaishnava. So Vaishnava very carefully follows in the footsteps of predecessor acharyas and predecessor disciples also, and teaches by example that pleasing the spiritual master is the way to please the Lord. Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado, yasya prasada nagati kutopi, dhyayan stuvam tasya yashastri sandhyam, vande guru shri charanaravindam. In other words, one should become a dog of the spiritual master and have complete allegiance to the spiritual master, be faithful to the spiritual master. And if the spiritual master says jump, we must ask how high. That is what Guru Maharaj has said. So, how do we do this? One must become a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, 100 times removed. One must understand one's position is nothing but a servant. This is our eternal identity. We may be in a man's body, woman's body, child's body. We may be Indian, American, foreigner, whatever body we may be engineer, plumber, doctor, carpenter, teacher, painter, whatever profession, whatever nationality, whatever gender, whatever socioeconomic status we may be. Our eternal identity is only one. What is that? I am servant of Krishna. Why? Because I'm not Krishna. Only Krishna is Krishna and everybody else is his servant. Jivera Swarup hoye Nityera Krishna Das. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabha Bhritya. There is only one controller. There is only one enjoyer. There's only one proprietor, and his name is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And everyone else, his parts and parcels, are meant to serve the Lord. Just as the parts of a body. Just as we have hands, we have legs, we have a head, we have a mouth, we have fingers, we have toes, we have eyes, ears, etc. But all these parts of the body work in unison to put food into the stomach. From the stomach, the food is well digested and the nourishment then comes via the bloodstream to all the parts of the body and keep them nourished. Supposing the fingers say, Why should I give food to the stomach? I will eat on my own. Can the finger get nourishment on its own? No. Can the eye say, oh, we don't want to look at we are not going to allow the stomach to get the food. We are going to eat the food directly with our eyes. Can we do that? No, we cannot. So, therefore, everything, when it works nicely in unison, the body is properly nourished, isn't it? Similarly, all of us, being parts and parcels of the Lord, are simply meant to serve the Lord in our different capacities. And for that, there is a variety of services. One may be, as we said, one may be a teacher, one may be a homemaker, one may be a painter, a musician, an artist, a dance dancing. What do you call a dancer? Choreographer. No, that's a person who directs dance. Or dancer. Yeah, dancer. A singer, a painter, a plumber, an engineer, a doctor, a chartered accountant, IT engineer. You can be anything, but you can use your talents, you can use your gifts. In fact, you must do so to serve the Supreme Lord, and then your life is successful. Why? Because Krishna becomes pleased by that service, and we become pleased when Krishna is pleased. Srila Prabhupada was once asked by the disciples, Srila Prabhupada, how do we know that Krishna is pleased? Srila Prabhupada said, when you are pleased, because you are part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna is pleased, you are pleased. So here again, it is being described that while teaching Rupa Goswami, before that, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. That means once the spiritual master is pleased, then the Supreme Lord is pleased. Without pleasing the spiritual master, one cannot hope to please the Lord. This fact must be understood. We cannot jump over. It is not possible to just bypass it. Krishna will not allow us to come anywhere near him. Why? Because the spiritual master is the mercy manifestation of himself. Who is the spiritual master? He is the mercy manifestation of the Lord, come down to this material world to save the conditioned souls from the repeated attacks of Maya first, and also to save them from the clutches of repeated birth and death. This is the Guru. When Krishna sees that the living entity is genuinely calling out to him, is saying, oh Lord, where are you? I'm suffering so much. Please help me. Please show me the way. Please, I want to be happy. I want to know you. I want to be your servant. Then, seeing this mood of surrender, Krishna sends his bona fide sends himself in the form of the bona fide spiritual master to teach the process of bhakti and bring that soul back to him in the spiritual world. So what does the spiritual master do? The spiritual master leads us back to Krishna in our heart. And Krishna in our heart, seeing our surrender, sends the spiritual master to us. So you see how closely there's that connection. The spiritual master is the transparent via medium by which we can understand the Lord. At present, eyes are contaminated, just like I cannot see without these glasses because my eyes are weak. So I therefore need these pair of clear glasses in order to see clearly. Similarly, with our materially blunt and contaminated mind and senses, we cannot see God, understand God, or serve God. Therefore, we need Shastra Chakshush, seeing through the eyes of scripture and hearing the pure message from the pure devotee spiritual master, so that our hearts get purified, our intelligence gets sharp, and we know what is to be done in devotional service. This role of the Guru is the most important and valuable gift that the Lord has given the living entities by sending himself and then teaching the path of devotional service through the spiritual master. So one should try to become a humble servant of the spiritual master and should try to please him in all ways. That is why it is important to seek shelter, to seek initiation, and then to follow the instructions of the spiritual master, and then to make nice advancement on the path of bhakti. Over here, there is a very nice description of why it is absolutely essential to take shelter of the bona fide spiritual master. And I will read that to you. This is from Nectar of Devotion. Srila Rupa Goswami mentions the basic principles as follows for acceptance of a bona fide spiritual master. These are 5 basic principles, okay? Accepting the shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master, becoming initiated by the spiritual master and learning how to discharge devotional service from him, obeying the orders of the spiritual master with faith and devotion, following in the footsteps of great acharyas or teachers under the direction of the spiritual master, inquiring from the spiritual master how to advance in Krishna consciousness. So these are the 5 things that we should be learning on the way back home, back to Godhead. So taking instructions, taking guidance, taking initiation, all, and then after that, anartha nivritti. Bhajana Kriya is called initiation. After that comes the next process, which is called anartha nivritti. That means the spiritual master will give specific instructions to each and every soul, each and every disciple, so that he can clear his heart of all unwanted things and become firmly fixed in bhakti. That's called the platform of nishtha. When one comes to nishtha, one becomes very steady in one's devotional service to the Lord, and then the process of purification continues. From nishtha, one goes to ruchi, which means getting sweet taste. Then ashakti means one cannot not remember Krishna. Then comes bhava, which is also very elevated stage where one is completely absorbed in Krishna. And then prem, Krishna prem is the goal. That is pure love of Krishna, which also has 8 stages. Of course, these are all very exalted stages at our level. We just have to worry about anartha nivritti. That means clearing all the unwanted things in our heart in order to at least reach the level of steadiness. That's where most of us are at. And by taking shelter of the pure devotee of the Lord, we can reach that point where we become nishtha. So you may say, why should I take shelter of a bona fide guru? Why can I not read the scriptures and engage in the process of bhakti? After all, the process of bhakti is open to anyone. The 9 processes of devotional service, what are they? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakhyam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam. Can I not indulge, take part in all these processes and reach God directly? Why do I need an in-between? Why do I need a spiritual master? People might ask this question, isn't it? So, it is explained over here. Unless one takes shelter of a bona fide, fully Krishna conscious spiritual master, there is no chance of understanding Krishna. This is like saying, I will go to the medical bookstore, I will buy all the books on anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, etc., etc., etc. I will read all the books at home and I will become a medical doctor. Is it possible? Of course not. One has to go to the medical college. One has to get trained under senior doctors. One has to attend one's clinical rotations. One has to answer all the exams. One has to give the theory, the practicum, and so on. Then one can get qualified as a medical doctor. Similarly, the spiritual master is an intimate personal servant of the Lord who's serving the Lord in the spiritual world. He knows how to serve Krishna nicely, and he will train us also to reach that point. In the Gurvashtakam prayers, what is the verse number 6? Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhya yayali bhir yuktir apekshaniya tatratri dakshad ati vallabhasya vande guru shri charana ravindam. The spiritual master, what is he doing in the spiritual world? Let me read the translation. It is very beautiful. The spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis who at different times make different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs within the groves of Vrindavan. I offer my most humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. Now, I'm going to read something very important to those who are very proud and they ask this question: why should I accept a spiritual master? I can make my own way back. Here, one should always remember that a person who is reluctant to accept a spiritual master and be initiated is sure to be baffled in his endeavor to go back to Godhead. One who is not properly initiated may present himself as a great devotee, but in fact, is sure to encounter many stumbling blocks on his path of progress towards realization, with the result that he must continue his term of material existence without relief. Such a helpless person is compared to a ship without a rudder, for such a ship can never reach its destination. It is imperative, therefore, that one accept a spiritual master if he at all desires to gain the favor of the Lord. The service of such a spiritual master is essential. If one thinks that he is above consulting anyone else, including a spiritual master, he is at once an offender at the lotus feet of the Lord, and such an offender can never go back to Godhead. And in fact, even Lord Chaitanya, who is the Lord himself, accepted a spiritual master just to teach by example. Krishna and Balaram, they went to learn from a spiritual master. Why? Do they need a spiritual master? No. Adi Guru, he is the spiritual master of all spiritual master. But he is teaching by example that one must accept a spiritual master. This is also there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Of course, Lord Chaitanya did not need a spiritual master, but because he was playing the role of Acharya, one who teaches by example, he accepted a spiritual master. Even Krishna himself accepted a spiritual master, for that is the system. In this way, the Lord sets the example for all men. We should not think, however, that the Lord takes a spiritual master because he is in want of knowledge. He is simply stressing the importance of accepting the disciplic succession. The parampara, the Guru parampara is called the disciplic succession. That means the message comes down from one pure devotee to another, to another, to another, and finally it reaches us by his mercy. No one can just bypass the disciplic succession and claim to be Guru. He must be properly trained by his Guru, who is a pure devotee, who has been trained by his Guru, who is a pure devotee. And that is the disciplic succession. We belong to the Gaudiya Madhva Vaishnava.
Hare Krishna. Mataji's connection is gone. I think she'll come back.
I think it's the electricity.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
she'll
Mataji, we
do
just
it
lost you a
now.
little bit. Now you're back.
Okay, so we can see how the disciplic succession, how the pure devotee of the Lord, the role of the spiritual master in our lives, the importance of the spiritual master in our lives, and the absolute necessity for having a spiritual master in order to make this human life successful. So today, as we said in the beginning, is a very wonderful day. The pure devotee of the Lord took birth in order to save us. We have a very wonderful spiritual master, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Guru Maharaj Ki Jai.
Yeah.
He has taken on all of us. And he's mercifully giving us instructions to purify our lives, to correct us, to chastise us, and to love us, and to train us in the art and science of bhakti so that we can become pure devotees ourselves. Eventually, to go back to the spiritual world, everybody has to become pure devotee. We can't go back otherwise. So we are getting training. We are getting trained up, as Prabhupada said. And we have to be so grateful that in this lifetime, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, so many people are coming to know the truth about who they are, who is God, what is our relationship, and how to reach the spiritual world through this process of bhakti. So thank you all so much for listening patiently. We can open up for questions, comments, realizations, sharing. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Thank you so much for explaining such wonderfully about the importance of spiritual master and how a disciple should be. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if you have any questions or comments or realizations, you can please go ahead now. Please turn on your cameras if possible. Krishna Kaviraj Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Please accept, Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to you and your service, Sridevi Mataji. All glories to all of Vaishnavas.
Please accept my most humble obeisance, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all glories to my Vaishnav God brothers and God sisters. Hari Bol.
Haribol. When you were reading from Srila Prabhupada's purport, and I don't remember the exact words, but it was something along the lines of, we must serve the spiritual master before we directly serve the Lord. So I wanted to understand, what does it mean to directly serve the Lord? And how do we know when we can start to directly serve the Lord?
Don't worry about that now. We are not at that level, but just for theoretical understanding. Eventually, when we attain the spiritual world and we are fully trained in the art and science of bhakti, we have completely become purified. We will regain our position in the spiritual world and we will be directly serving the Lord in the form of plants, creepers, trees, surabhi cows, gopas, gopis, etc. But that is a very high exalted position. And to attain that, one must get trained up under the spiritual master's guidance. So the spiritual master will reveal that to us. What is our position in the spiritual world? When we reach that high level of bhakti, those things will be revealed to us. But at this point in our journey, we are just, we're just like little kids right now. So we don't worry too much about that. First, let's chant our rounds properly. That itself is a big deal. And first, let's do our service nicely. And first, let's become expert in understanding how to become a first-class servant of the Lord. Those are the things that we need to worry about right now. But the time will come when eventually we will be able to serve the Lord directly.
Okay, thank you very much. I was getting a little confused because like we serve deities and we think, oh, well, that's the Lord. But that's a different context.
Yes, but we are not talking directly to Krishna. Like I can say to Krishna, Krishna, come on, wrestle with me. Krishna, how can I serve you? Can I massage your feet? We cannot do that. But in the spiritual world, we can. We come to face with Krishna and we can do exactly what he wants us to do because we are so much in love that every moment we just want to see that beautiful smile on Krishna's face, and we are willing to do anything. We are willing to turn somersaults. We are willing to stand on our head. We're willing to jump into the Yamuna with him, even though Kalia is there. We're willing to do anything for him to make him happy. So that's a different, platform altogether.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you. Nice question.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Mataji, even I was thinking like, so whenever we want to do any service to Krishna, we have to, instead of going directly to Krishna, so we have to take the guidance of spiritual master and also take his recommendations and how to do the service. and then do the service to Krishna. Right, Mataji?
Right, absolutely correct. Absolutely, because the spiritual master is such an intimate servant of the Lord. He knows exactly what Krishna wants and he knows exactly how to please Krishna. And so, only through him we can dream of doing some service for Krishna. It's just like, say, in the material world, I want to meet a very big man. Can I approach him directly? Can I just knock on his door? No, there are so many gateways one has to cross, right? You have to contact his public relations office. Then the public relations office will say, we have forwarded your application to then this and this and this and this. Finally, his secretary says, yes, I can give you an appointment. Come at this. So there's so many steps before you even enter that person's office. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, he can only be approached by pure devotional service. So our devotional service, which is impure at the moment, is getting purified. The spiritual master accepts our impure devotional service and purifies it and offers it to the Lord. That's how we are able to render service to the Lord. We cannot do so directly. Similarly, we cannot approach him directly. It's not possible. Krishna won't let us. Supposing we go to the big man's office and say, I want to go to the 10th floor and go and meet him, we won't get past the security guard. And say, get lost. You don't have a pass to get in.
That's true.
Right?
Mm.
Similarly, not that Krishna is cruel or mean or doesn't want us. It's just that we are not trained. We just don't have the training. We are going to go there and make a mess. And in the spiritual world, there's no mess. There is no question of making mistakes. Oh, I'm sorry, Krishna, I didn't do it. Everything is perfect. In the spiritual world, which is highly organized, everything is done perfectly. So we are getting trained to reach that level of perfection. When we are perfect, we will go back, but we are not there yet.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Thank you. Brett Prabhuji, please go ahead. You're driving.
Hare Krishna, Mother Sridevi. Thank you so much for the class. Please accept my humble obeisance. Please. Jai Guru Dev, Jai Prabhupada. Can you hear me
Please
okay?
accept my humble obeisance, Brett Prabhu. Always a joy to see you and to hear your questions. They're so thought-provoking. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to our Guru Maharaj. Shoot.
The questions only come because of your mercy, Mataji, and all you have to share with us. But Mataji, thank you so much for stressing the importance of, taking that position of das, anudas. And, you touched lightly on aparad for a moment. And Mataji, I just had a question. When we have moments of Vaishnava aparad, whether it be, we think, okay, this devotee is causing me a distress. Can you speak on the importance of how, when we feel we're at a distance with a devotee, or we feel as if, a devotee's at a higher platform, why we need to remember that das anudas and offer service to devotees even when we feel we are committing aparad.
Yeah, these things happen because, we have our false egos, they have their false ego, we have our perverted intelligence, they have their perverted intelligence, we have our personality, they have their personality, there are personality clashes, conflict of interest. No, it is my service. No, it is my service. All these things go on because, like I said, we are getting trained up, But the devotee who understands that no matter what, I am just a servant and Krishna is testing me through this present conflict. I am going to learn something which will help me improve. If we take this humble position, that even though it is unpleasant, even though it is not nice, even though it is painful, even though it is difficult, we will learn and we will grow. This is happening because Krishna wants me to learn something. So we must always take that humble position that, yes, Krishna, you're putting me through this because I need to get my ego whacked into shape. I need to learn how to serve the devotees no matter what. I need to curb this tendency I have to lord it over others. I am not the proprietor. I am not the controller. I am not the enjoyer of anything. That is your position. And through this, you're teaching me who I really am. Nothing but your servant. In all circumstances, in all situations, in all positions, at all times, in all places, I am nothing but your servant. So we may do aparad, or someone may do aparad to us, whatever it may be. If we have done the aparad, then immediately we must apologize. We must go and touch the feet of that devotee, offer our obeisances, and in complete repentance, remorse, and contrition, we must offer our humble apologies and say, I beg you to forgive me. Please be magnanimous and give me your forgiveness, because I have made an aparad and I do not want to incur the displeasure of such a nice Vaishnav as you, or my Gurudev, or Krishna. Please help me, please forgive me, and I will try to do better next time. I will make sure this doesn't happen again. And then we must work on that so that next time that situation comes, we don't make that same mistake again. Prabhupada was very lenient with devotees, with their human failings. One mistake, okay. Two mistakes, also he was forgiving. But third time, he came down like a thunderbolt. So this has happened twice. You're doing it third time, you rascal. So take it as a learning experience, because that's what it is. And we learn from making mistakes, Prabhu. How else do we learn? Anything in life. You just look back on your life, whether it was cycling or swimming or whatever. You jumped into the water the wrong way instead of, properly. The water went into your nose and throat and you were choking. And then the instructor told you, no, 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 not that way. You must do this way. And then you think, yes, I don't want to go through that nasty experience. Let me follow the instructions properly. Whether it was cycling or swimming or learning to write, how did we learn? We learned when we made mistakes and we learned from them. Similarly, in devotional service, ideally, we should not keep on making mistakes. We should learn from our mistakes and the mistakes of others, and also by carefully hearing the Shastra. Then we will not make so many mistakes. That is why the books are there. That is why the classes are there. That's why the knowledge is being given, so that we can, intelligent people learn by hearing and seeing. So we learn by reading, by studying the Shastra, by hearing the Shastra and following carefully the instructions. But in spite of that, we will make mistakes. That is natural. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off and say, okay, I learned something. Next time I will do better. Don't beat yourself up. If you made a mistake, you're human. It's all right. We all make mistakes. Learning to forgive ourselves is as important as learning to forgive others. We must become self-compassionate. We must become self-accepting and self-loving. You're part and parcel of Krishna. So if you claim to love Krishna, you're also part and parcel of Krishna. You should love yourself. So love yourself through your mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over your mistakes. Is that all right?
No, absolutely, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah, we with the, when the even, I've had Mother Anasuya tell me, even when we have those mental flickerings, even if you have this hiccup of a thought for a devotee, then yes, go and offer service to that devotee. Go and share in Krishna Katha with that devotee. You might learn something you didn't know before about a devotee, and that in turn is us practicing das anudas. That is us cultivating that worship mentality to understand that Krishna is seated in the heart of all of his devotees. So yeah, thank you, Mataji.
And then we find that, it's not so important anymore, even if that person has done something, or we realize that, okay, they may have had a bad day, or they were stressed, or they're not bad, evil people. They're also Vaishnavas like me, struggling through their anarthas just like me. Maybe, if it was a bad hair day for me, I would do the same thing. We don't know. So we just become compassionate towards ourselves as well as towards others. Nice question. As always, Brit Prabhu, your questions are, I don't know, Krishna has given you this gift, I think, of asking very thought-provoking questions that benefit everyone, including
No,
me, because
uh,
I learn so much simply by your questions.
I'm grateful for the devotees Krishna brings before me that inspire me to ask such questions. So please, very well.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, any more questions or comments? Yeah, Silpesh Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare
Now I
Krishna.
can expect another nice question. All of you ask such nice questions. I just pray I can help you by answering them to your satisfaction. But if not, we can always ask Guru Maharaj. Go ahead, Shilpesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Sridevi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our wonderful Guru Maharaj.
Please accept mine. All glories to our wonderful Guru Maharaj. All glories to Guru Parampara. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to the Acharyas. And all glories to my God family.
I just wanted to ask, how can we serve Guru Maharaj better? And how can we foster our relationship with Guru Maharaj in the right way?
Serving Guru Maharaj better means, first of all, very carefully hearing him. By hearing, we come to know the mood and the desires of the spiritual master. We come to know what he wants. And then, those are in general. And then we can ask in particular, like for me, Guru Maharaj, how would you like me to serve you? What do you think I can do best to please you? Then the spiritual master will give specific instructions. There are general instructions and there are specific instructions. General instructions are given for everyone. The spiritual master wants you to chant. He wants you to maintain the four regs. He wants you to read the scriptures. He wants you to hear the classes. He wants you to attend the temple worship program, etc. Those are. But supposing you're a very gifted writer, or say you're a very gifted painter, like we have our God sister Amrita Nam, she's a very good artist. So Guru Maharaj wants her to paint. He wants her to do artwork. He wants her to use her talents and skills to embellish his diary, transcendental diaries, and so on. So he will give specific instructions how to please him, how to serve him when we approach him like that and ask. So those are specific instructions. That's how we learn. And how to serve him better, first by undertaking that and then trying to improve on it. So feel free to write to Guru Maharaj and ask him, Guru Maharaj, how may I serve you? I would like to learn how to please you. And Guru Maharaj they get delighted actually. Guru Maharaj said it himself. The spiritual master is delighted when the sincere devotee approaches him and asks him that question. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Yeah, I was listening to the initiation lecture he gave 2-3 days back in Ujjain, and he was saying that first class disciples, second class, and third class disciples. So becoming first class is very tough, but very rare people will be first class disciples. At least become second class. Second class is just hearing. Taking the instruction of spiritual master and doing it right away. So yeah, he was mentioning that. It was a very nice class. If possible, please listen. It's on YouTube and or in Facebook too. It's an initiation lecture. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Srimati. Somehow we inadvertently lost our bearings after coming to Ujjain, and we got fooled into going out to Sandipuni Muni Ashram, and we missed out on Guru Maharaj's lecture. Was it day before yesterday, the lecture, or which one you're talking about?
Yeah,
Ujjain?
I think on, I don't remember the exact date. I think on Sunday.
Okay.
Bhakti
Okay,
Prem
just
gave initiations, and
Oh, right.
yeah,
Those initiations. Okay.
for that,
Maybe you can share the link with me so that
yeah,
I
sure.
can listen to the lecture. Okay. I was traveling on that day. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and Guru Maharaj gave initiation lecture. Maharaj was
Mm.
giving initiations, but Guru Maharaj gave initiation lecture,
Got
and it was very nice lecture. Yeah, yes, Mataji, even though, he was saying that initiation is the first step of the spiritual life. And after we take initiation, we have to constantly remember that we are under the shelter of spiritual master, and we have to serve him nicely and follow his instructions. So that's the main difficult part, I feel like. Okay, we got initiation. After that, what we are doing, we are on our own. We are not following nicely. So, but constant remembrance of instructions of spiritual master is the main thing, I feel, Mataji.
Right, and we are going through anartha nivritti. It is very difficult. We have been turning our face away from Krishna so long, our necks have become stiff. So, it's like wrenching a door which has been shut for millions of lifetime, to bring that neck back again, so that
Mm.
now you're only looking at Krishna. It's a lot of work, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
though the spiritual master has given us initiation, our conditioned nature is so strong that we are still struggling with sense enjoyment, sense gratification, and all these things. It's not so easy. And so we have to keep working at it. It's a slow process, it's a gradual process. But as long as we keep trying, and Krishna sees that, he becomes pleased simply by our trying. And slowly, we will get purified. We will get free from all these nasty, unwanted things. We will come slowly to the platform of steadiness, nishtha, and then we will make progress.
Mm. Yes, Mataji. Mataji, so do you have time for one more question, or we
Yeah.
have to go? Okay.
No.
Okay, so Rasavilasni Mataji, she's asking, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandut Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances, always to Srila Prabhupada, always to Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas. If someone doesn't forgive us, even after we apologize, or even if they do forgive us, the mistake still remains in their heart, and we can sense that the relationship isn't the same as it was before they were offended. What can we do after that? It's a different topic question, Mataji.
Repeat the question.
Yeah, if someone doesn't forgive us even after we apologize, or even if they do forgive us, the mistake still remains in their heart. And we can
That
sense
means
that
they are not forgiven.
the relationship isn't the same as it was before they were offended. What can we do after that?
Yeah, this does happen. This does happen first and foremost because we are also not so elevated devotees. They are also not so elevated devotees. So such misunderstandings, conflicts, hurt feelings, triggers, all these things do happen. And if you are very sincerely apologize, generally by nature Vaishnavas are very forgiving. And they also understand that we also make mistakes. So this person is apologizing. So let me forgive. So in general, most devotees are soft-hearted and they willingly forgive you. They don't think twice. They just say, oh, never mind, it wasn't such a big deal. And they sincerely forgive you. But in some cases where that person has been traumatized in the past, that person has themselves a lot of hurt and pain due to unhappy, unpleasant, or even traumatic incidents, that means they're already hurting. In such cases, another hurt coming their way is too much for them sometimes. And it may trigger a whole lot of remembrance of the previous traumatic incidents, and they may feel so much pain in their heart. They may not be easily forgiving of you. In that case, all you can do is pray for them because you have done your best. Now the work has to be done by them. You have done your best. So if I'm still unforgiving, if I'm still hurting, if I'm still in a lot of pain, I have work to do. It means I have to work on why I'm not able to forgive, why I'm holding on to that pain, what is causing me so much distress. This person has apologized, they have made sincere attempts to ameliorate my pain. Why am I still holding on to the pain? That means I'm having some issues. And I need to seek healing. I may even need counseling. I may need therapy. I may need to approach my mentors first and try to seek solutions to what is hurting me so much. Because when we are traumatized, we get triggered. And that pain can stay for a long time because it's a fresh reminder of the pain we've experienced in the past. But we cannot what has happened to me in the past, I cannot bring it in the present and hold that person responsible, saying, you said this thing to me or you did this thing and now see I'm in so much pain because of it. It is because I'm already having such a backlog of pain in me. I'm hurting already so much from so many other things with it. So I have to do all that work of purging myself on negativity, forgiving all those people who hurt me, traumatized me, abused me, maybe neglected me, abandoned me, whatever it is I have gone through. And this happens because this is Kali Yuga. We all have had some very bad experiences. So we have to work on those things so that we are free of the pain of the past and we are no longer getting triggered, and we are in a position where we can forgive people for their misdemeanors against us and not hold it. Because remember, when we hold on to pain, who hurts the most? We hurt the most. We suffer the most. So learning to let go of the past, keeping the past where it belongs in the past, is also essential in bhakti. We don't have to carry that huge backpack full of boulders, staggering under the weight of all the past pain and all the hurt and sorrows and disappointments and betrayals. We have to shed all that. We have to get rid of all that. Remember, by nature we are joyful. To be joyful is to be natural and normal. So if we are not joyful, we are not able to be happy in bhakti, we have to ask ourselves, what is blocking my happiness? Spiritual bliss is my birthright. I should not have to be in so much pain all the time. And so we need to seek help. And maybe that I have to undergo a course of therapy for 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is, and then get clear of all that. And then, hey, I'm over all that. And I'm no longer reacting. I'm no longer overreacting. I'm no longer holding things against people. I'm just more accepting of myself and others.
Thank you so
Is that
much for the nice explanation, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice question. So don't beat yourself up too much. If you have made some aparadh and you have sincerely apologized, all you can do is pray for that person so that they find peace. But
Yes.
you be at peace with the fact that you have done your best and go on with your life.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Haribol.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Any more questions or comments? Yeah, Silpesh Prabhu, you have one more question.
Hare Krishna Mataji. That's a wonderful answer, and it's so true what you've said. We need to seek therapy often. But I noticed a lot of devotees come to ISKCON because they're hurting, but they don't want to seek therapy outside ISKCON. They think it's only in ISKCON you find the answers. Because
why we have, by the way, it's ISKCON. There is no H over there. It is ISKCON. It is ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Well, we have a lot of devotee counselors and therapists. If they don't want to go outside of ISKCON, they can take advantage of devotee counselors and therapists and people who are mentors, coaches, and so on. Because yes, outside the secular world, they do not understand our philosophy, and they are all about, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you like, enjoy yourself, go to the pub, go here, pick up a girl, have a nightstand, do whatever pleases you. all rubbish things are advised, by the outside counselors, because they have no idea. They have no idea about spiritual life. So we don't want to go to such fellows who will mislead us and, send us off on the wrong road. There are plenty of devotees who are now qualified mental health professionals. Your god sister is one of them. But if you really want to know, we have the Grihastha Vision Team website, on which there's a whole list of counselors whom devotees can approach. It's called VaishnavFamilyResources.org. Or if you just Google Grihastha Vision Team and click on resources, you should come up with the website. And then the link should take you to the list of counselors, and devotees can get help.
That's good to know. Thank you, Mataji.
You're welcome. In fact, it is very important that we immediately resolve all these things and not carry it on, because if we don't, we are going to pass on that curse to the next generation. Yeah, it's true. My father is very angry. Why? Because his father was very angry. And you go a little further and you find out that poor little grandfather's father was a very angry person. And so it goes on and on like that. But when we come to devotional service, we have got to say the buck stops here. I'm not going to pass on this nonsense to the next generation. I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to become a saintly person, because this is not pleasing to the Lord. Remember, lust, anger, greed are 3 gateways to hell. And every sane man should give them up. And thankfully, the Mahamantra is so powerful, so potent, because it's Krishna himself. We can get rid of all these anarthas simply by the power of the holy name. It is true. And we do not have to pass on the generational curse. Yeah, abusive behavior continues generation. My mother beat me, so I beat my child. Then she learns that this is how you treat children when they are naughty and misbehave. But we know now that physical punishment doesn't teach a child anything, except that a bigger person can beat a smaller person. And that's abuse. So we must see, Krishna consciousness is for the intelligent. Krishna consciousness is for intelligent people who understand all these things and who are willing to face those dark corners, in our hearts, and willing to clean out the closets and take out all the skeletons and make everything clean and shiny for Krishna to come and reside in our hearts. Isn't it? Mama mana mandire rahanishi din Krishna Murari, Shri Krishna Murari. Mama mana mandire rahanishi. Krishna, I want my heart to become a mandir where you can come and stay. So our hearts must become very pure and very clean places, so that Krishna is happy to come and perform his pastimes. Isn't it?
Okay.
We don't want to have dark corners, filled with nasty secrets in our hearts. We want everything to be cleaned out, washed out, sparkling clean for Krishna. Krishna has captured our hearts. Now we want to capture him. That's a very beautiful bhajan. This poet, saint sings, I want to serve you, my Lord. I want to worship you. Without you, my Lord, I'm just crying without you. It's such a beautiful song. Listen to that song sometime when you get a chance. Really beautiful bhajan.
Mataji, what's happening today in Ujjain and tomorrow?
Today we had Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, along with glorification of Srila Prabhupada, which is the way Bhakti Charu Maharaj always wanted it. He wanted Prabhupada to be glorified first, and then Vyasa Puja offerings to him. So that's what happened today all morning. So many devotees spoke first about Prabhupada, and now in the evening, 4 to 7 will be glorification. It's already started, but I was thinking after Srimati's appeal, I said both Bhakti Charu Maharaj and our Guru Maharaj will be happier if I did my service, then ran over there and left poor Srimati high and dry. So that's why I'm sitting here talking with all of you. The others have all gone to attend the program. But I thought that, even Guru Maharaj will not like it if we do not do the class. So that's why I came over here. But now glorification of Bhakti Charu Maharaj and Pushpanjali and Guru Puja for Bhakti Charu Maharaj will happen. In the morning, it was for Srila Prabhupada.
And when is Guru Maharaj's Vyas Puja?
Tomorrow is our Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, which is going to be very grand, and it's going to be live stream. So all of you will get to see it also. So
What?
I'm also very excited because this is the first time I'm attending like this in person on such a grand scale. And I feel so privileged. I feel so honored that I'm able to be here and serve Guru Maharaj, learn from all these great souls, because I don't know anything about, organizing a great big Vyas Puja like this, nor have I the intelligence nor the capacity. So I'm so grateful that these devotees are showing us the way and teaching us how to honor the pure devotee of the Lord.
What time is it?
It begins with 4:30 Mangalarti, and the formal program, if you want, I'll send it on WhatsApp. I have yet to see what time the program exactly begins. When 1 second, if you want, I will actually go back to that announcement.
Morning
I
10
have to
o'clock.
see. Morning 10 o'clock is what I think so. I'm
Yeah,
not
from
sure.
10 o'clock onwards, 10 a.m. IST, Indian time, 10 o'clock in the morning, it starts.
Okay.
Panjali and
Thank
Guru
you.
and Vyasa Puja address by Maharaj on 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I think from 10:30 or 10:15 onwards, it will be live, I think. Yeah.
Okay, finally we found this Google whatever document,
Yeah.
which I had forwarded to Srimati, so Srimati knows, she has it.
I'll share with the God.
Do you want me to forward that to the God family also, or will you do that, Srimati?
Yeah, I'm doing that, Mother.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Mataji will let you go and enjoy the program. And thank you so much for coming online and
This is
enlightening.
also very enjoyable for me.
Yes, Mataji. Spiritual Master's importance. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you, dear devotees, and we'll all
Thank
see
you very much for today's class.
Yeah, and if Mataji is okay, tomorrow also we can do class with Mataji, because I don't have any speaker for tomorrow too. So
Yeah,
Guru Maharaj
tomorrow
will
we
come
should.
back with the classes on Thursday. So we'll have Maharaj's darshan on Thursday in the call.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you once again, Sridevi Mataji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada jai.
Jai. Thank you very much. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.